Good afternoon. Welcome to the Enjoy the Journey Luxury Travel Show. I'm your host, David Hartman, owner of Fantastic Endeavors Travel Agency. Today's topic is the 7 reasons to cruise in 2021 because cruising is back. I want to tell you all about it today and go over the reasons I believe why you should cruise this year and not wait to 2022. If you're new to our show is all about inspirational travel, covering many topics. Of late, it's been all about cruising because I just got off a cruise last week. I'm going to talk about on Celebrity Edge, a very historic cruise. And I am a cruise specialist on over 150 cruises. And I'm here to share with you my experiences about why I believe it's safe to cruise, both recently and my past experience. Please like this wherever you're watching it and share it. This is an interactive experience. These live shows are intended to interact with you, so make sure you put a question in the chat, and I'll answer it and feature it here on the air and answer your question. So don't be shy. Please, wherever you're watching this, share it and leave a comment. So what are the 7 reasons you need to cruise here in 2021? Well, for one, because cruising is back. I was just on a cruise January 26th, Celebrity Edge, the first cruise from the U.S. in 15 months. And I will feature some pictures about that cruise in a few minutes. And now, snowball, domino effect, every major cruise line is now sailing from the U.S. or nearby. It's awesome. So we have Celebrity, Carnival, Royal Caribbean are all sailing right now from the U.S. or nearby. Disney Cruise Line, because I got some Disney fans out there. Hello, Disney fans. Disney Cruise Line is still working out their protocols. They're going to do a test cruise format, and they had some COVID issues on board crew members, so they delayed their start, probably looking at August. Norwegian, looking at August from the U.S. Royal Caribbean Adventure of the Seas was sailing from Nassau when we were in Cozumel, and they have other ships going out soon, and they're sailing from the U.S. coming up now. One of my agents, Sue Mooney, who works for my travel agency, is sailing on the Odyssey of the Seas end of this month. So cruising is back. And there's a lot of great ships out there that are sailing at reduced occupancy. We were on Celebrity Edge for a full week, 1,100 people on board. Some of these sailings were only filled to minimal capacity because they were not sure the regulations they'd have to be under with the Center for Disease Control. I'm going to show you pictures come up in my recent cruise. And check out, there's not many people in all the pictures. So this is coming up pictures we took while on Celebrity Edge on this historic cruise. And you'll notice a lot of good pool pictures of me and pictures of the ship, but there's not many people in the pictures. We had a great cruise. Now, this was a new sailing, and they did it to be the first to sail and make a big media blitz, and a lot of media on board, a lot of bloggers on board who are still out there sailing back-to-back cruises. But the idea was that a lot of cruises are not filled to capacity due to cancellations, people hesitancy to travel, but also the fact that they had a lot of space to keep out because of different regulations and people just not ready to sail yet. So go now because there's not many people on board. And that will be the norm for a while. You get a more intimate experience. You get less crowding. I know Carnival Horizon's first cruise, July 4th, had a big problem at the port. That was due to their check-in system, and that's Carnival for you. I love Carnival, but they have their quirks. So as you're watching these great pictures, look at that pool deck. Look at that pool deck. I mean, again, cruise ship that holds 4,000 only had a few people on board. Again, 1,100 people on board. I mean, it was just fantastic. We had an amazing time. So it's a great time to cruise. It's one of the reasons to go. As far as what cruise are the ones I mentioned are good for you, that depends on your preferences. If you're going with a family, Celebrity Edge that I was on is probably not the best cruise line for you because that cruise line is more geared towards adults as my picture is winding down right now. That collage right there is all the crew members that kept that ship sailing for 318 days straight. They were basically stranded on board as they went out around the world, different ports, avoiding any port that didn't want them, which was all of them. So it's an amazing story. And we got to share our experience on board with people who sailed the inaugural in 2018 when the ship was launched, and I was on that inaugural. So go back to my cruise review of Celebrity Edge last week, same time last week on my Fantastic Endeavors YouTube channel. Please subscribe to that channel. And then also go back to May 28th, I did a review of the cruise ship and primer for that cruise. The day that was announced, I booked it because I knew there'd be reduced occupancy on board, and I know that there'd be a lot of hype around it. And that's another reason to sail now. Number 3 is the hype. It was so nice being around people who were so excited to sail again. That's going to be that way the rest of this year. So the normally longtime cruisers, it's another cruise. I'm excited for this. I'm excited for unique experiences. But this cruise was special because everyone was sailing for the first time. You're going to have a lot of people cruising for the first time in a couple of years, the rest of the year, and the hype is exciting. I enjoyed watching a lot of good bloggers out there who are just so excited to be on board again because that's all they do is blog from ships. That's going to be that way the rest of the year. So there's a lot of excitement on board. Part of the hype is Celebrity had their hype. Carnival now adhered to the hype. It's going to snowball. Disney's hype is coming up. Norwegian's hype is coming up. How about being a part of one of their first sailings for the first time since March of 2020? So be a part of the hype and then choose the cruise line that fits you. I am a Disney travel specialist, as I mentioned, and I can help you. I'll put my contact information out in the end. This is what I do. I use my cruise experience to help people have a good time. So the hype's a big part of it, the excitement around it, the people on board that want to go out again. And hey, it's time to get out of the house. People want to travel. And it's a great way to do that. The next reason is the deals, the promotions. They kept the ships at limited capacity on purpose. Now with vaccinations, they get to their protocols, whatever that is. And whether you're vaccinated and not vaccinated, I'll tell you right now, and I covered this in a previous show, you want to be vaccinated. The cruise lines are making it very difficult if you're not vaccinated. Very important. Cruising, everyone on the cruise ship wants to be vaccinated. The protocols want you to be vaccinated. You'll have to do bubble excursions, pay extra fees for testing, wear a mask on board. I mean, if you're vaccinated, it's just another cruise, normal, safe. Shore excursions are still working out, but if you're vaccinated, it's much easier. Give an example of confusion. In Cozumel, we had to do bubble excursions. We couldn't leave the marketplace in Cozumel. Venture of the Seas next door, Royal Caribbean, we were on Celebrity Edge. They could go on their own because their home port was Nassau, ours was the U.S. But all that's going to balance out, and those little quirks are worth the little hassle on board to enjoy this hype and enjoy the deals on board. These ships are booked at 1/3 capacity, and they're going to try to fill them before they launch. There are going to be a lot of deals out there, and I've booked clients. I've had clients say, hey, I'm sailing next year. I want to go August. Now they want to go July. So take advantage of the deals that are out there. And my travel agency, Fantastic Endeavor, is our cruise specialist. Sue Mooney, Skip Shear, myself, we're all cruise specialists, and we could help you guys. And you can message us here directly, or if you know those persons directly, go ahead and message them. Another good reason is the unique itineraries. There are things happening that have never happened in cruising. For example, there is late season Alaska for the Northern Lights. Normally, Alaska cruise season ended on mid-September, and then they put the ships back through the Panama Canal or sent them off to Hawaii, brought them back to the Caribbean because it gets cold up there. But because they're starting late, thanks to this exception in the Passenger Vessel Services Act, the reason that we couldn't sail these cruises this year is because Canada has locked out our cruise ships from sailing there. And it's a long story for a different show I did. Now we can sail there, and they're all launching this month. Part of the extra hype. These are ports in Alaska that are dying for tourist dollars. They rely on the cruise ships. Think about how excited they are to see you come off that ship and spend some dollars in their port, some time in their port. Be a part of it. This is exciting. This is like a whole new genre is being launched. And go in late September and see Northern Lights from a cruise ship, which hasn't happened in recent memory because we have not done this type of itinerary. Another one is popular cruise ships that we know and love are departing from Nassau and St. Maarten. Take an international flight to Nassau, take one to St. Maarten, spend some time on land. On my show last week, check it out, when I was in the Conch Shacks at Fish Fry in Nassau, Bahamas at Big Yard, my man Bill was staying two days at Baha Mar, the new mega resort in Nassau, before going on the Crystal Serenity, because that was launching from Nassau to get around the U.S. cruise regulations. So that's still happening because the U.S. and Florida are still working things out. And these ships are already planned to go from there in case the CDC didn't approve these ships to sail. So that's still going to happen. Take advantage of something else. Bermuda was planned. I haven't heard too much about that. Royal Caribbean did pull those ships and went to Nassau instead. It's still a fluid situation, but contact me if you have any questions about that. See some comments coming in. Please, guys, as you watch, I want this to be an interactive show. Tell me about your questions. Tell me about how you feel about cruising this year. By 2022, cruising will be almost back to normal. There may be some shifting around. Some ships may stay in foreign places. But overall, we expect normalcy. But take advantage of all the things I'm talking about now to have a unique cruise experience in 2021. Hey, good question coming up. Peter McCormick on our YouTube channel. Thanks, Peter, for watching. I got a question actually I'll go to right now because it is pretty timely. Talking about refunds. Thanks for the insights, David. I know if I get a refund for the key program I purchased from Royal Sailings in October, November, since cruise capacity may be limited. Peter, if I understand your question correctly, if not, direct message me and I'll talk to you individually. So the booking you did in October, November, depends on which one you want to keep. And if they cancel on you, that's the way you want to go. I've been saying this for numerous shows. Let the cruise line cancel you. The benefits are greater. Now, they have cruise with confidence, but they're only going to give you credits back if you cancel on them. Now, if it's limited capacity, I don't believe they're going to cancel anyone already booked. I believe stick with that cruise. It's going to be a phenomenal time, hence the impetus for this show. So, Peter, thank you for the question. If I didn't quite answer it to your satisfaction, clarify it or direct message me here on YouTube, and I will get back to you. But yeah, stick with the cruise you have. And if you are worried about cancellations, always let the cruise line cancel on you. That's always the better way to do it. Okay, moving on through the list. Thank you for the questions. Fantastic. So those are two unique itineraries. Again, the late season Alaska, because we're starting late because the acceptance of the Jones Act, that's a Canada thing that prevented us, not a U.S. thing, but U.S. ships are approved to sail from Seattle, round trip Seattle without hitting a foreign port. That's not the norm for foreign flying ships. And then popular cruise ships like Adventure of the Seas from Nassau, Crystal Serenities from Nassau, Celebrity Millennium from St. Maarten, numerous ships out there that I could help you with. You want to go from a foreign port and have a unique experience. On down the list, because we are covering the 7 reasons to cruise in 2021. I'm based on my personal experience as a cruise expert and by sailing on a very safe, normal, fun, amazing cruise on June 26th to July 3rd on Celebrity Edge, a historic cruise, first one back from a U.S. port. And I will tell you, there was just no hitches with that cruise. It was an amazing time. And no mask required on board, all very safe. The other reason was, and this was just, I didn't realize this, I was waiting for a protocol in my room saying, hey, you have to get tested before you go on board. I am vaccinated, 2-shot vaccinated with Pfizer since mid-May. Whole nother ball game how long that took me, but it's done. And because I'm vaccinated, I had no COVID test. No COVID test required for vaccinated passengers. No COVID test required for vaccinated passengers, unless if you fly to a foreign port, like say Nassau or St. Maarten or Bermuda, if they do it, and that destination requires a test. And then you have to fly back international travel for now, U.S. says. But for U.S. ports, and this is the main point of the show is promote U.S. ports, get on these ships and take advantage of these deals and the reduced capacity and the excitement and the hype. It is just a cruise. It was so easy getting off that ship. Again, check out my show last Saturday on my review of Celebrity Edge here on YouTube and my social media channels. I talk about the departure was amazing. It was great. We just walked off the ship, did a facial scan, didn't even show my pass, walked by the customs guys. They're like, no, you're fine, sir. Go ahead. Wow. Just grab my luggage and go. No test to get on the ship, no test to get off the ship. It was the most seamless cruise I've almost ever done, thanks to Port Everglades putting in automated technology with face scanning. Allowed us to just get on and off the ship. That part was pretty impressive. This is simple international travel in the areas of Mexico and Nassau. Nassau was on our own. Mexico, we had bubble excursions, but I believe that will change as sailings go on. It doesn't matter. The excursions were amazing, and the marketplace they hang out at are pretty full and open now. So there's a lot to do. Bought some cigars, Cuban cigars in Cozumel. Costa Maya, we did a great excursion away from the ships. You had no time for the marketplace. That's okay. Just always go by what the vendor tells you. You have to do a bubble excursion, but this is just an easy way for international travel because there's no testing requirement if you're a vaccinated travel. Again, if you're not vaccinated or against getting vaccinated, just note that you have a lot more hoops to go through and more expensive to deal with. And my last point is you get to sail with experienced cruisers. Man, on Celebrity Edge, everyone that booked like myself was an experienced cruiser. I learned so much from experienced cruisers. They're just the bomb. These people sail all the time, a lot more than I do. Most of my sailings are on new cruise ships. I'm a guru at the new ships because that's what I sail. I do so much volume with the cruise lines, I get invited to new ships. My last on was Norwegian Encore, November 19. And then before a new ship was launched, cruising was shut down. Before that, I did Norwegian Getaway, I think it was, Norwegian Bliss. And then before that, I did Celebrity Edge, which I just sailed on last week. I've sailed with people who like, oh yeah, I'm sailing this cruise and then 10 nights here, we're going back to back here. These people know cruising. If you want to learn how to cruise, yeah, you can watch the bloggers, hang out with people on board who know how to cruise, who cruise all the time. My best cruise experience when I was kind of new and up and coming as a travel agent and be getting all my cruise certifications, I had to sail on Celebrity Summit, 7-night Bermuda cruise. Excellent itinerary, by the way. I love that round trip on New York. That was Port Liberty, New Jersey. And I sailed a bunch of retired teachers that I came over on a bus from Long Island, Celebrity sponsored, and they fell in love. Hey, you're a single cruiser? I said, yeah, I'm doing this for work. I had to get a certification, had to get a 7-night cruise in, visit my uncle in Long Island. I said, oh yeah, we'll take you under. These people knew where to go when the entire time. They got me into their select happy hours for free. And I would do dinner with them. That I had an aqua class cabin, if you know Celebrity at all. And I ate in Blue Restaurant too. I had 2 dinners every night just to be around them and their energy and experience. This is who you'll experience on board the next few months, because it's the big time cruisers who are not as concerned about the vaccination and about the policies. They just want to sail. Here's your chance to sit side by side with some of the most amazing people who ever cruise as far as their experience goes. And you learn so much from these people. So while you guys are out there, I'm going to keep this show short and easy today, trying to build up our audiences and keep this concise, because I want you guys to get back to cruising, be excited as I'm excited about cruising, because to me, it's time to sail is now. There is so much unique experience to have on board, and that's what today's show is all about. If you're interested in a cruise, if you like to support what we do, if you like this show, to support this show, you can like and subscribe, but also you can support my travel agency, 305-453-9208, dave@bucketwithship.com. Myself, Sue Mooney, Skip Shear, we are cruise specialists, travel specialists. We specialize in customized destination travel, but we're also awesome at knowing the great itineraries you want to do for cruising. And we know all the cruise ship. We represent all the cruise lines. We don't discriminate. We are luxury specialists, but we also book a Carnival cruise. I have clients that fit every type of ship. As far as which ship to sail next, to me, the one that fits your preferences and your price point, as I mentioned to start the show, all the brands are sailing. The major ones will be back. My Disney fans out there, be patient. Disney is getting their act together. So I expect by August, Norwegian's by August from a few different ports. Norwegian's still kind of fighting the Florida thing where Royal Caribbean brands, Royal Caribbean Cruise Celebrity just kind of said, okay, we're not supposed to be vaccinated, but at the port, we're not going to require you to show it. It works out the same. They don't violate the Florida law. There are ways around these little quirks going on in the industry, but we're almost there, guys. But why wait to be 100% when you can go now at a better deal, at a better experience some energy and hype, and see ports and crew that are so grateful to have you on board because they haven't seen guests in a long time. This hype will continue as each cruise line goes back to sailing. Keep an eye on Norwegian sail dates. Keep an eye on Disney sail dates, and contact us if you need help booking those. We appreciate you guys being on today. This is the 7 Reasons to Cruise in 2020-21. I'm David Hartman, the owner of Fantastic Endeavors Travel Agency. As you watch us on recording, keep the comments coming. I'll go back and answer your questions. And please follow and subscribe to our Fantastic Endeavors YouTube channel. And we're also on Instagram and Facebook at Fantastic Endeavors and Dave's Disney. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be live from Walt Disney World with something special going on. Probably going to do a resort review of Boardwalk Village Resort. That one's going to be a weekend show. And we'll see you guys next week. Come out and cruise in 2021.